Who's going to win Best Drama Actress at the Emmys? Well, we're going to try to break it down for you so that you could win your office predictions. I'm Zach Laws of Gold Derby. Joining me now are Amanda Spears, Charlie Bright, and Tom O'Brien. We got last year's winner, Elisabeth Moss from The Handmaid's Tale, once again competing against Claire Foy for The Crown, Keri Russell for The Americans. Both of them are nominated for their shows for the very last time. We got Evan Rachel Wood coming back in the category for Westworld. Joining as well is former winner Tatiana Maslany for Orphan Black, also on her last season, and new addition Sandra Oh for Killing Eve. Sandra Oh made history as the first Asian American nominated in this category.
Canadian.
First Asian Canadian.
First Asian actress to be nominated.
She's working in America, so she's our property now. I'm sorry.
God.
Oh my God. That was some Handmaid's Tale stuff slipping out. So now that I've put my foot in my mouth, Amanda, is Elisabeth Moss going to win this again, or do you think that maybe Claire Foy could parlay those two SAG victories into a Emmy win?
Yes, and I actually have a prepared statement.
Oh dear.
So I decided that if Claire Foy won that second SAG award, that I would predict her to win the Emmys. I don't care what the predictions say. Here's my reason. Gillian Anderson, 2-time SAG winner, won on the second time, won her Emmy on the second time. Allison Janney, back-to-back SAG awards, upgraded category, still won both of those Emmys. Viola Davis, same thing. Juliana Margulies for The Good Wife, won 2 SAG awards, won that Emmy on the second try. And the only person who has never won an Emmy with back-to-back SAG award wins, ironically, was also Juliana Margulies for ER. So that's a stat I can get behind, because that's a pretty good stat. Added the fact that she might be an Oscar nominee. It's their last time. And she won that SAG award when no one was expecting it. She finally took down Elisabeth Moss. Makes me believe that she can finally win this Emmy.
In a vote, to add to that, she took down Elisabeth Moss in an award that was decided by actors, which is what this is. So actually, you've given me a lot to think about there.
Well, Charlie, tell us what you're thinking, because I agree with Amanda.
I can almost see the mathematical equations floating in front of me now.
I'm also actually predicting Claire Foy. You convinced me to switch to her, Amanda. I'm going to go down with that ship. But the law of Emmys is that we should predict last year's winner. But, we do have the circumstances where, both Claire Foy and
that's one
Keri
thing else
Russell,
I wanted to mention, is that if Elisabeth Moss is so popular and they love her so much, as kind of wishy-washy as Best Limited Actress movie is, why is she not amongst those 6 women? We've got Regina King for a canceled series. We've got Sarah Paulson, yes, a past winner, but also for kind of a wishy-washy season of American Horror Story. If they like her enough, why couldn't she get into that category?
But does that necessarily hurt her chances for The Handmaid?
But I also think it aired a while ago. Didn't it premiere at Cannes this year or the?
They nominated someone for a canceled television series. They went that far back.
Yeah, but it's Regina King, and she has 2
but
wins.
They nominated Edie Falco, and I know she's an Emmy favorite, but it's not like anybody watched Menendez brothers. So it's just one of those things where if they love her so much and they're ready to give her another award, how could she not just sneak into a so-so category?
Well, let's talk about let's talk about this category.
I'll let you continue. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Charlie, what are you thinking?
I think I have Elisabeth Moss right now, but I'm really tempted to switch to Claire Foy. I think that there are so many factors going for her, including the fact that, and they're really hyping it up, that this is the last that this past season was the last season she's going to be playing Elizabeth II. So, better get it, better vote for her now, or else you're not going to be able to, at least at the Emmys. Oh man, it's tough. Looking at Keri Russell and Sandra Oh, I think has a lot of goodwill for her. Not just the fact that the show was well received, it's up in writing as well. I think, and she's also getting a lot of good press and attention for the fact that she is the first actress of Asian descent to get in here. Part of me wants to put her in there as well. I think she could be a sleeper that we're just like, and also all that goodwill from Grey's Anatomy. I mean, she was even after the Emmys had totally left that show, she kept on getting nominated because they saw, they saw how great she is as an actress.
And speaking of Grey's Anatomy, like as an alumni of that show, all of the cast made it well known that she was the first Asian actress to be nominated. Like Ellen Pompeo, Chandra Wilson, oh gosh,
TR Knight,
TR Knight, Katherine Heigl, all of them were just, it's like they were told, it's like they sent out an email saying, hey, tweet out your congratulations. I'm looking at you, McDreamy. Where was your tweet? I haven't checked it in a while, but still, Ava DuVernay, they made sure it got out there. Again, my problem is she's not in a nominated series, and
yeah, that's an issue. That is an issue, and
last year we saw something we never saw before, and I might have to wait till after the creative arts to decide where I put her, but it's really hard for both her and for Tatiana Maslany.
Yeah, it is tough for them, but I don't know. Maybe the fact that she gets in brings more attention to the series, and they're actually maybe enough of, because remember, a program of course is voted on by everybody, so that it may not have had that level, but the actors certainly knew it. So yeah, I mean, it's possible. I think I'm going to go with Claire Foy though, because I like those arguments. I like those points you brought up about the SAG Awards and those two-time winners.
Let me bring Tom O'Brien in here because, yes, on the one hand, Sandra Oh and Tatiana Maslany, for that matter, are hurt by the fact that their shows aren't nominated. But we should point out, Tatiana Maslany did win when her show wasn't nominated before. Somebody, I believe it was our very own Marcus Dixon or Joy Singh, one of those two, pointed out that Bryan Cranston, the first year of Breaking Bad, won when his show.
But that was
not
under
enough.
A tape system for Bryan Cranston. And with Tatiana Maslany, it was before those 5 new dramas dropped.
Let me ask what Tom O'Brien.
Sorry, I'll leave you alone.
Let me ask what Tom O'Brien thinks.
I gotta say, we neglected the fact we have 2 returning champions. Maslany was the last Best Actress winner when she was eligible, and we had Moss last year. So I mean, and I gotta say that Maslany, even though her series has never been nominated, it just does such an amazing job in those 11 or 12 characters that she makes. I don't want to discount her chances, but I do think it's probably between Foy and Moss, and Foy has gotten a lot of publicity for this, and you're right. They are not shy about talking about it's the last chance to vote for her.
And remember, Netflix has never won a lead acting race, and this and limited series actress is the only places they can do that this year, and they want one of the two. I mean, they're after it.
Yeah,
and comedy actress.
Let's not forget about Jason Bateman as well for Ozark.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, him.
Lily Tomlin.
No.
Lily Tomlin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so,
that's not going to happen.
I'm going with Moss.
You're going with Moss, Tom O'Brien? Is that what you said?
I didn't convince you in my prepared, organized statement.
Here's something I want to. So, I mean, I guess Evan Rachel Wood would be my 6th. She's the one who I would be genuinely surprised if she won. But, these other 5, I can kind of make a case for each of them. I mean, like Keri Russell is, she's not out there campaigning as much as Claire Foy, banging the drum, saying that this is her last year. But, there might be people who are going to check off both her and Matthew Rhys.
Yes, and she's very good in her submitted episode.
Yes. So, I mean, I wonder, I mean, since we have at least 5 people who are really strong possibilities, could we see an upset in this category? I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, you only need
I don't think it would be an upset because I think all 6 are deserving. Like Evan Rachel Wood would win Best Actor in a landslide compared to those people.
We'll see what the writers come up with next year. Maybe she could.
But I think that, BBC America's not playing favorites.
No.
They're just going to let it happen. Whatever happens, happens. I really think that they should have released Killing Eve in like October and then let it go through the Globes at the SAG and then get to the Emmys. And she's had 9-10 months of like sustained buzz. Because this would be like Viola Davis. It would be a foregone conclusion. We wouldn't even need to worry if the show was nominated. She would be the winner. But I think that Foy, it has the most going for her. She's got Netflix. She's on the verge of maybe being an Oscar nominee. The pay thing, bravo to both her and Matt Smith for handling it well. Netflix was the one who stepped in. Remember, it wasn't the studios who made up the money, made up the gap. It was Netflix who decided we're going to even this out. And I think that might be the X factor there, is that Netflix wants that lead trophy. And yeah, Bateman's nominated. Yeah, Tomlin's nominated. They're not going to win. This and Dockery are their best chances at getting that lead acting trophy. Yeah. And she really deserves it, and everyone knows this is it. But I mean, like the 16-year-old of me once wouldn't mind if Keri Russell finally won. Like, good for you for like persevering, the CW actress.
Maybe we could finally forgive her for cutting Felicity's hair.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was not a good haircut.
Well, I mean, I guess should we go through and
I think of like the ones not nominated, Maslany is always going to be that X factor because she's basically doing her Meryl Streep impression in like one episode. Like, there's 15 characters going on. They're all from foreign countries. Even you can always tell when one's pretending to be the other. It's always impressive.
Yes.
It still may be impressive enough to win. And I don't blame BBC Americas because, they might want her to star in something else sometime. And, but hey, this should be a reckoning for all these networks who say, oh, the Emmys ignore us. No. There's no reason you can't get an Emmy nomination when BBC America is such a small network and was able to get 2 actresses from different shows nominated in this category. Because they're, unlike Best Actor where the pickings were slim, there's at least 8 more ladies who could have taken these spots easily before anyone went, what the heck is she doing in there?
It's a real achievement that these 6 have really gotten in.
Yeah, because there's another 8. You can start all rattling off names that could.
Yeah. Well, should we just kind of rank our top 3 choices? Because I mean, this is a tough one for me. All right, let's start with you, Amanda.
Foy, Moss, and O.
Charlie?
Same. Foy, Moss, O, but very, very close.
Yes.
Like photo finish close.
Tomo.
I'd love to see the vote total in this category.
I would say Moss, Foy, Maslany.
I'm going Foy, Moss, and I'll say Russell.
She won TCA. It's possible.
Yeah. And now watch it be Evan Rachel Wood, the one I've got in 6.
Yeah. All right.
This is really tough. I mean, I feel like there's, 5 of these women could win. But if you're trying to win your Emmy pool, people, it's probably best if you just go with Elisabeth Moss again. Law of repeat winners. But I should point out, I think the last 3 years in a row, this category has not repeated. Is that right? Because we had Viola Davis, Tatiana Maslany, and then Elisabeth Moss. So, I guess
the year before Viola Davis, we had Juliana Margulies win again.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't a back-to-back win. That was a repeat,
no, not back-to-back.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for more Emmy news leading up to the big day. Thank you all for joining.